Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of Mariah's house. This is where we're cleaning out the garage and specifically removing the items that are her soon-to-be ex-husband's to a storage unit. And just to clarify on that, she did get permission to move this stuff. And so the attorneys know, he knows it's being moved. And so everything's on the up and up. We're all good. He came in and tagged all the things that he has claimed as his, and that's the items we're moving so that her roommate can park in the garage because we've got lots of snow on the way. And I mean, since we've shot this, we've had snow. So she wanted her roommate to be able to park in the garage so that she doesn't have to scrape that windshield every morning. So, but first of all, I forgot to introduce you to Camo last week. This is Sweet Camo. She is 18 years old and yeah, just a sweetheart. Isn't she beautiful? And I just put on these gloves and had to pet her, of course. So I changed the gloves before I started cleaning. Don't worry. But we're going to get started here in the garage, and I'm going to introduce you to Sara. This is a different helper today, and she is actually one of my husband's students. So my husband not only works for the county doing forensics, but he also teaches at a local university teaching forensics 101. So she is one of his students, and he talks about me a lot in that class. So sweet of him. He even said he'd give extra credit to those people who signed up to or subscribe to my channel. But Sara is very, very nice. She's always been a very service-oriented person and wanted to help as soon as she heard what I was doing. So it was so sweet of her to come and help me with this. And I'll actually tell you more about Sara as well, because she has got quite the story. Also has been through a lot of trauma in her young life. She's only 21. But first, I'll just tell you, this was actually the first day that I met Sara. And so when we just met up at Mariah's house, I met her outside and just told her a little bit, just really quickly what the situation was. And we got there probably 9 in the morning and spent the first 30 to 45 minutes just listening to Mariah and kind of what was going on with her and the legal stuff that she's dealing with right now and all that. And this actually is what happened the first time that Sydney and I came the week before. The very first day that we got there, her and her roommate both, it was kind of funny. Some of the first questions they asked us were, so are you a therapist? Like, no. Are you a social worker? Nope. None of the above. I really just like cleaning, organizing, and helping people. So that's really my qualifications, or that I have none. I just like to help people. So no, sorry to disappoint, but I'm not a therapist. But I have learned so much about other people and trauma and what that does to a person that I mean, of course, that does not qualify me as a therapist, but just listening to their story goes a long way and helps me to know how to help them. So that very first day that Sydney and I came, we probably spent the first 2 hours just listening to her story and getting to know her better. It was probably not even for like 3 to 4 hours that we even started filming anything. And I'll be honest, there was a part of me that because I'm such a like go, let's not waste any time, we got to get this done type of personality. Because I mean, ask my husband, I can't sit still. It is really hard for me. So I'll be honest, it was a little bit hard to just slow down and listen and not just jump into cleaning and doing something. So it was definitely different. I mean, of course I've listened to people's stories before, but I'm usually like cleaning as I'm doing it. So I have learned a lot of patience, and that in this particular case, this is what she needed to kind of trust the process and to help her heal. So it's been pretty eye-opening, and she has just a beautiful soul. She really is such a wonderful person, and I've loved getting to know her. So yeah, just one of those things I didn't expect to really learn from this whole YouTube channel thing that I'm doing. I thought, I'm just going to go in, clean a house, change lives. Just kidding. But speaking of changing lives and the life-changing magic of tidying up, we're actually talking about Marie Kondo right here. It was kind of a funny conversation. I'll let you listen to that.
What was that one fad a little bit ago that was like, if it brings you joy?
Oh yeah,
Like,
Spark
yeah.
Joy,
Yeah.
Marie Kondo.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. I love Marie Kondo, except I mean there is some of it that's like weird. Yeah, a little creepy. Well, and I've heard somebody who's like, well, now that she's had kids, she's like, yeah, everything I said. I was like, no, what? I worship you.
That's so funny. I think a lot of people actually do though.
Yeah. Well, it was funny when I was like, because I've listened to that book probably 4 times. It just motivates me. And so, yeah, but as I'm listening to her, I'm thinking, she's like obviously single, or you know, when she
like
wrote
pinpointed
it.
it.
So I was like, I don't know that this actually works out. You know, I'm like, there's only so much
If
I
you ask
can
a
do.
kid if it sparks joy, they'll be like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go play with it for 30 minutes and
Exactly.
then we'll be gone again.
Yeah, and I never even listened to the Sparks Joy book. It was just the life-changing magic of tidying up. That was the one that I liked. But yeah, she was just kind of like, yeah. Now that I think she has 3 kids now. It's like
so funny.
that's so it's a lot harder to keep. I'm like, yeah, you think? It's a lot harder to keep things tidy.
So yeah, I love Marie Kondo, but I get that her methods are not for everybody. Like pulling out every piece of clothing you own or every book that you own all to the same area and going through that, doesn't work for everyone. That would stress a lot of people out. I think there is some wisdom to that, and actually I'm going to talk about that more next week as I go through some of the cabinets and drawers in Mariah's kitchen, because we have found kind of a combination of Marie Kondo's methods and Dana K. White's methods works for her. So I think there's some areas where, and I've been listening a lot more to Dana K. White, and I love her. I know people have mentioned Cass from Clutterbug too, and I like her. I think I like Dana K. White's methods a little better, and listening to her talk, I don't know, I just kind of get her. Like there's a lot of things that I've done over the years that she talks about that I've just never put words to, but I'm like, oh, I get this woman. This is kind of how I do things. So but anyway, there are some differing points of view. So it's kind of nice to just hear about all these different methods and figure out what works for each person I help. So
I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her what she wants to do with it.
So she took something off the line. Alright, you guys have a good one.
Hi. Do you want this Lego box too? We started putting screws and stuff in a container. In one of these, they come up nicely on the shelf.
Okay, that's awesome. And then there was one that probably had like those nails, the metal nails, like that looks like a staple.
Okay,
And I don't think those are reusable.
Okay.
I'm thinking those might just go into a metal thing and put them in the recycle bin. Like I said, you have the recipe, that's all metal recyclers.
Okay.
So, yeah, and that's yeah.
So you probably just heard her talk about recycling some staples or nails or something like that, and how all metal recycles. So I think I mentioned this very briefly last week, that she's a big recycler, and not like Mira, who wanted to recycle, it just piled up. Like, she actually gets things recycled, and this kind of all changed after she watched Plastic Wars, I think it's called. It's a documentary that was done by PBS, and I still need to go watch it, but she's super big into not buying plastic where possible, and recycling all that we can. And a lot of it doesn't get recycled. But anyway, she's taught me a lot about it. I am not, I'll be honest, again, I am not a big recycler, just because I've heard that a lot of stuff doesn't get recycled. And so I'm like, I don't want to waste my time. But anyway, she's educated herself a lot on this subject and is really knowledgeable about what recycles, what doesn't, where to take it, all that, which is like, oh, that stuff is overwhelming to me. So I definitely could be better about it, but one little step at a time, at least. Even just being more aware of the things that I buy is a step in the right direction, I guess.
I'm just gonna let this decompose. I'm gonna look at this in my book.
Oh, right. I told you I was going to tell you a little bit more about Sara and her story. But first, I wanted to mention that I am sitting in the parking lot right now of my son's trampoline and tumbling class because I had to take him to that, and I'm like, I need to get my voiceover done. So I hope the audio quality comes out okay. I'm listening back to it, and I don't think it's the very best, but I forgot to tell you guys that I am out of the closet. And for those of you who, don't know, yes, it's not like, what you think it means. But I was recording my voiceovers in my under the stairs closet, just because it was a better sound booth than my office. But I got a new microphone about 7 weeks ago or so, and it's been awesome. I can actually use it in my office, and it doesn't echo like the other one did. So and it's the same mic that Mira uses, so I was so thankful that she told me about it, and I'm loving it. But anyway, I hope this audio quality is okay for you. So Sara, only 21, but when she was 16, I probably get ages totally wrong on this, but approximately 16, she had to have a knee surgery, and afterwards she started having this really painful sensation in her leg that just got worse and worse, and she ended up being diagnosed with CRPS, which is complex regional pain syndrome. And I had heard of this before and have never known anybody to actually have it, because I've heard it is the most painful thing a human can go through. And it's basically called like the suicide disease, because if you can't get relief from it, a lot of people will commit suicide. It's that painful. So to hear that she had that, I was like flabbergasted that she's still here, she's functioning, and she ended up, it was kind of miraculous, but there was a doctor in her neighborhood whose wife also had it, and he went back to school to study more about it and came up with a therapy for it. I forget what it's called, but it was basically whatever that therapy was, plus some physical therapy that put it into remission. It's never completely cured, but I think the more, she can go longer in between those sessions before it comes back. But they actually at one point almost amputated her leg, and because it was just that bad. And she's so glad they didn't now, because she found out if they had, it probably would have spread even more into her body and become even worse. So anyway, really rare, complicated thing. It's so crazy, the stories that I hear from people, that I'm just like, what are the chances that I would meet somebody with this super rare disease? What are the chances I would meet somebody that has been kidnapped? Holy cow. So I'm just in awe what people go through. It's crazy. So anyway, she's wonderful. It's amazing to me how many people go through these rough things and then just want to give back after they are on the other side of it. And Mariah is no different. She, I mentioned she's a massage therapist, and she actually would love to work at a domestic abuse shelter to help the women by doing massages, which that may have to change, because apparently her back's not doing very well, and she's got to go get an MRI, find out what's going on. But so her back may not allow her to do that, but that is her hope, is she wants to help others who have been in the same situation that she has, and just give them a little extra love. So So while we continue to clean and declutter this garage, I just wanted to share with you a couple of cool things that have happened this last week. First of all, thank you guys so much for going over to We Clean for Free and subscribing there, because they doubled their subscriber count within like 2 days, and will now hopefully be able to monetize their channel, which means that they can eventually, as their channel grows, they'll eventually be able to do that a little bit more full time. They're where I was at, last May or whatever, May, June, something like that. Anyway, it's just so cool to see you guys supporting these other free cleaning channels, because it's such needed work all over the world. And I'm thankful to people like Ari Katerina, who's kind of opened my eyes to the need for these services out there. So thank you for that. And then also, I got a comment last week on my video that from a woman in Canada, and she said, "I wish I had someone like you in Canada. I'm 70, bad back, and have allowed everything to go." And before I could even reply, there were several people who jumped on there to reply to her and to try to help her out. It was so cool. So here's some of the stuff that they said. Let's see. There's a woman from Nova Scotia that's currently helping Ari Katerina in her videos. She's doing similar work to Bonnie. And then another option is Cass from Clutterbug. She's an organizer based in Southern Ontario. And then, let's see, because of people like Bonnie, I see others from all over the world volunteering their time to assist those who need an extra helping hand. I hope there may be more cleaners/organizers coming forward in Canada. I've seen in Facebook community groups exchanges of services happening, so this may also be an option. Hope you can find someone to help. So that was cool for her to reach out like that. And then there were other people who were in Canada. One says, "I'm not a great cleaner, but I'd definitely be willing to do my best to help anyone near Ottawa, Ontario." And then I am in QC. Wait, what is that? Anyway, you Canadians will know. Close to the U.S. border in the South Shore of Montreal. I don't drive very far, but if you're near me, I can help or find someone that can. And then someone else, where are you in Canada? I'm just north of Calgary. So anyway, just it's awesome to see all these people coming forward to try to help. I mean, Canada's huge. What are the chances that they are right there next to this woman to help? But the fact that they even want to and are willing to drive a little bit to do that is just so heartwarming. I love to hear this stuff. And by the way, I take no credit for being the inspiration for doing this because I was inspired myself by other people that did this. But that's what's cool about this whole pay it forward kind of movement is that you touch one person's life and then they can help others and on and on. It's just, it's the best pyramid scheme out there. So yeah, just, there's so many ways to help others. Just bring a little light into the world. It's not difficult. And I think, you're so rewarded for doing this kind of service. It's not just for, those that you help, but for yourself. And, yeah, that's my little, sermon for the day, I guess. So thank you guys for making my week. I think I just love to hear comments like this. It's amazing. So thank you.
Or not as good as yours.
No, maybe. And maybe on metal stuff, because this is just gonna all get melted down, so maybe the dirt just gets burned up. But maybe like like when you throw your plastic milk jugs away and there's milk in them, you don't rinse them, and it's like, oh, that's sticky.
Yeah.
And so I've just gotten into the habit of like, okay, let's just kind of at least rinse it, get it gentle. So just to kind of keep track, was 2 less screw in thing? No, there was.
I took them with that one container, but then I put that container in the screw box.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So they're separate, but they're
Okay, so I know where to go in the spring because those are going to hold up my blackberry buds.
Oh, awesome.
I'll just screw the wood and then string a string, and then the berries can grow up.
I wanted to mention something else with the recycling that came up this last week when I was over there helping her in her kitchen. She told me that she woke up one night and was like, oh my gosh, that was kind of crazy of me to do that. So she was like, tell Sara that I know I was being a little crazy about that. And what she was referring to was that the little tin of the staples and nails and stuff that she wanted to recycle that I mentioned earlier. She was going through that and getting all the dust and dirt and everything out of it before she put it in the recycling bin. And she, and I kind of thought, well, that's a little much. I mean, that's okay. I know it needs to be clean and whatever, but in order for it to recycle, but that seems a little far. But I didn't say anything. So she realized this on her own, and it was kind of an eye-opening thing to her where she was like, I think that was more about control. Like that's the one, that's something that I can control right now is what goes into my recycling bin. And I think that's why she is so enthusiastic about recycling, is because she can control. And so it's kind of weird. I mean, I think she's probably spot on. So anyway, that's just something that she's, again, gonna work through in therapy. And not that she's not going to recycle anymore, but I think, she doesn't have to be that meticulous about it all. So anyway, kind of interesting.
Oh, that's great.
Your garbage cans.
Oh,
So, well,
you know what? Well, maybe the garbage can stays out for the rest of the winter. Not that big deal.
I know, in that corner.
Things are going to get better because there's still going to be a lot of his stuff coming out of here. Yeah. We just don't know when that's happening. I guess the hope is sooner than later. So.
So it was kind of funny as we were breaking down some of these boxes, the dishwasher box was out there and we discovered that the insulation that was supposed to go up and around the top of it was still sitting in the box. So that's what you'll see me carrying here in just a second right there. And so I went inside to help her get that put onto her dishwasher and left Sara outside to finish up, well, not quite finish up, but almost. She does a lot while we're gone. Yeah, anyway, we left her to just kind of break down some more boxes and get this a little bit tidied up. Oh, and I forgot to mention that there is a big chunk of time missing here. Like, I thought I was recording it, and apparently I was not, but like when we moved the motorcycle and the other stuff that was sort of in the middle there, yeah, I don't know what happened to it because I swear I recorded that, but I couldn't find it when I went to edit this, so, but that's okay because I mean, there's only so much garage organizing you can watch without getting super bored. So, because there's not a lot of like up close, really fun kind of stuff to watch. So, and just keep in mind that the after of this is not going to be perfect. It is a garage after all. I only know a couple of people where you could like literally eat off the floor of their garage. It's that beautiful. But this is not one of those garages. And so it's just, yeah, just remember it's gonna be a lot better, but not perfect. So Sara also used to work at an animal shelter, so she loves animals. And as you know, I'm an animal lover too. So the very end of this, we decided we're going to give Camo a little grooming and nail trimming because Mariah just has not had time to do that with all that she's dealing with. And so she was feeling so bad that she was kind of getting matted and whatever. So we were happy to just get her a little bit groomed here. And she had all of this hair that was she was just shedding. And it is so much fun to just kind of pull out that really loose hair. I had a friend who had a couple of wolf dogs, and when they shed, oh my gosh, it was so much fun just to pull out that loose fur. So great. Anyway, but I also have to tell you guys, I am a cat grandma. This is Tobin, my daughter's cat, who she just adopted like 2 days ago. So excited. He's a cutie. I haven't even met him yet, so I'm going to go up there this weekend to meet my grand kitty, I guess.
Yeah, it's just amazing what you guys have done. Oh, and you stopped your recording. No, okay.
No, you're fine.
No,
You're fine. I'm just gonna put just a tiny bit in. It won't have you, I promise. Just because they love to see the pets.
He'll be like, good thing you went and saved that cat.
This very loud cat. She's doing great.
Aww.
Your window of tolerance closed. You did
So good.
Okay.
Did you tell me that these are in a box?
Oh, the back of
Oh, a bag.
It's actually in that.
The black.
Okay, here are some after pictures. And then the before and after, just so you remember where we started. And then this is just everything that we took to the storage unit. I didn't show the back of my truck, but there was stuff in there as well. So this is everything at the storage unit. So there you go. That is the end of today's video. Next week, it'll be part 3 of Mariah's house. I'll be working on decluttering and organizing her cabinets and drawers in her kitchen. So super satisfying stuff if you like that kind of thing. So join me next week for that. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel and for watching today. Have a great week. Bye guys.